Alright, let's do this for now. Because it's like so heavy, and because I'm wearing glasses, the pressure point is really obnoxious. I hate it. I've just really grown away from actual headsets, you know? Which is funny because I dug these out. These are my Skull Candy Crusher, and they have a great bass like adjuster that you can really boom that bass. It's really cool. But anyway, let's get into it. So, story time, real quick, before we jump into this reading. Let's fade out music. Basically, a couple weeks, maybe not even that long ago, 2 weeks ago. No, last week. It was sometime last week. It feels like it's already long ago because energetically I moved past it, but we're just going to dive back in and I'll tell you what happened. So I was live streaming gameplay, and usually nothing spiritual happens during these kinds of like streams. They're kind of like even keel, like we're hanging out, I'm playing a video game, it's calm. Well, this energy, this person that brought in this energy came in and was just so speaking from like a place of bad experience, like from her perception. Her spiritual awakening was just absolute shit, and she was just like carrying this vibration of like, you know, be careful how you do these like mediumship reads, like and I said to her, you know, you're coming from a fear perspective, like let's talk about this, like, because I do not have that experience like with spirit, and I don't want people to carry on that transmission of, oh, you know, they may not trust you, they may not tell you everything and this and that. And I'm like, this person doesn't have a what's the word, like a keen insight on the operation of spirit world and how that's at a higher vibration. So yes, the universe has no morals, but I feel like if they're not going to answer the question, then there's no connection. It's like, you know, why am I here? Why am I, you know, I'm not going to talk to you. So I feel like their consciousness is still very intact, but she was then trying to perceive that there's entities around me. And I was like, yeah, they're called my guides. Like, they're about to step up. Anyway, I wanted to like talk about that a little bit because I found it to be really strange, and even the next time that I streamed, I was anticipating them to come back. But, you know, I also banned them at that point. If you see this, I banned you because your energy frequency was just, it wasn't compatible with mine. Let's just say I have very strong balance and boundaries, and what I'm about is not scaring people about spirituality and their center. So I think even when they say like, oh, I was just like warning you, and then they went in to say like their interactions with said spirits, I was just like, okay, well, half of those spirits I already read, and I didn't have that experience at all because it's coming from a place of love. So I'm not sure what went wrong, but that's what led me down that path of thinking like, okay, fantasy versus mediumship, let's talk about it. But oddly enough, we were talking about this person before, not that person, but this musician before this person came in. And wouldn't you know that their anniversary of their passing was the next day? So, and oddly enough, I have one connection, one living connection to this person too, that played, toured with them for a brief period of time, and was a guitarist with them. So, like, there's a indirect connection, but even then, I still have profound respect for this personality. Now, I'm going to throw their image up here and we'll introduce it. But yeah, oops, not that one. We already talked about you. I'm going to leave that in. I don't edit these videos at all, just so you know. Okay, this man. This man is Peter Steele of the band Typo Negative. And just to give you more insight about what they said, they talked about having living contracts with these spirits. And, it baffled me because I'm like, then there's something there that you need to explore, whether it's your creativity, your passion, your work ethic, how you've approached the world. Something about these people, their personalities, their sensitivities, they're trying to help you, So I don't know. The fact that they said that they had to literally ban this man's spirit from being around them, I just was like, what the hell? What is going on? Sometimes when you travel down the road of spirituality, the people that come out of it, um, like all perspectives are valuable, but it was weird. And I'm sure you're picking up on that too if you're sensitive. It was weird, and it didn't necessarily in the moment rub me the wrong way, but I stuck to my passion. I stuck to how I felt about it, which brought me to some spirit writing. So I did some automatic writing because I wanted to ask my guide, you know, a little bit about things. And he went to say, this is a test. It was just to see if you would shake or change core beliefs, and you didn't. You did well. That person needs healing, and we will send that healing to them. If they receive it, it's up to them. Okay? Yeah. No, keep enjoying, keep playing, keep singing, keep being you. Show others it's easy and freeing to do. Free. And then yeah. So, you know, that person needs healing. I kind of felt like they were trying to dump off whatever they had through them. Like how people project, like not necessarily when they were saying I had something in my auric field. I think it was more or less that they had something they were aware of and they were trying to offload said energy. And I'm just like, no touchy. But yeah, boundaries are very strong and you have to stick to what you believe. If you have no beliefs or no passion or no faith in your own freaking beliefs, what do they mean? They have zero relevance, right? Because you can't even adhere to a value in and of itself. So the way that you're going to see the world is kind of like disintegrated. I don't know. But anyway, let's get to this. Breathe in. Take 3 cleansing breaths. Call on my spirit guide team. I call on Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Raphael to accompany me in this reading. I would like to connect with the vibration and soul of Peter Steele and to discuss with him anything that's important, anything left unsaid, anything that needs to be said to his fans, to loved ones, to this earth. Okay, they said he is here, but his time is short. Okay. He's very punctual. I'm getting that right off the bat from him. So I'm going to give you a brief description. How I view him in my eye. Long, wavy hair. Wearing a black, like, high collar shirt. And it's almost like Renaissance. He does have a wolf by his side. It's like he says it's like a connection for him. He also had like he's talking about having like a very large breed dog at one point. Big man equals big dog, he said. All right. His energetic aura is like a electric blue, very like pale, like baby blue, but it's like a neon. And there's some red in it, so it's like an interesting like color. He's been through a lot, he says. So he puts a very strong bubble around him. He's talking about his work ethic. He took life seriously and put everything he had into his passion and made that his life life's work. I'm asking if there was anything other he would have done besides that. He's talking about being like a carpenter and working and shaping wood and doing like ceremonial pieces like totems. Like I just see him like carving out like a bear. He's okay. So I asked him about his death, and he is giving me this feeling of like being pulled out from like the stomach. So, like being pulled down like through his solar plexus was the feeling he got. Um, and there was layers to it. Yeah, and he is talking about um, he says it caught up to me, and he's showing me that it was a drug related passing. But he had a really heartfelt dream before he passed. He says they were easing me into it. There was a woman in spirit that he met in that dream who asked him, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Look at me." What else is there? And they walked together, and that's how he passed. That's very interesting. He wants me to address how he cared about his appearance. He wants to talk about that. He's like, please, please tell them about my appearance. He didn't waste his youth. He felt like he took care of his youth and he did all the things that he had impulses to do. He said he could have married multiple times. It was hard to like keep him in like a traditional relationship at times. Like his way of romance was kind of like fleeting, it was quick. And it stirred up his music. He connects strongly to wolves because I listened to some of his music before, and even the way that he sung, it came from like this animalistic like sense. So there's like he's saying there's like a past life, like a bridge to that. That's why he showed so much in the way that he actually presented in the human world. He says, I have nothing really to say. You ask me questions and I answer. Okay. I'm going to ask him how many people are creepy with his energy. It's a curiosity. He says more than I care to admit. He's letting me know how he perceives it. It's almost like okay, like if you were standing somewhere and water the actual droplets are the people that are trying to like make these connections to him. The way that his energy is and the way that he kind of takes care of his energy is by not allowing it to be felt so deeply and so profoundly. He's like, that's why you don't feel me so heavy or so much. It's faint. His spirit energy is faint. It's a lighter for sure. He did a little bit of healing on the other side. Yeah, and he was tethered to a lot of things. So like he's talking about his like karmic things, like bad interactions with other people, viewing that, seeing that, correcting that. They put his life on like a projection screen and he got to view that, but he says it's not like VR, but it's like an enhanced version, like almost enhanced technology in spirit world where he felt it, not like an empathetic feeling, but like really felt and perceived the emotions of people that he had bad interactions with and how he could have went about it differently. And he doesn't know what that person was connecting to because I just asked him like, were they actually connecting to you? And he's like, no, not that I'm aware of. Um, as mentioned, I am hard, and he does it with that like hard to connect with. But he's talking about it is actually because of how many people know him and the fan base around him that it's like there's he's showing me like big bubbles around these types of souls. It's harder to connect with. He says the reason that he connects with me is because I'm coming at him with respect and love and truth bearing. You allow it to be free and spoken as is, he says. There's no twisting of words. He's like, if I wanted to say fuck you, you'd let me say it. Yeah. I'm like, with reason. You can't be like throwing slurs out there because I won't repeat that. And he's like, fair enough. He says he never had that restraint that I even have. So, like, he's referring to sometimes I won't speak. I'll have a filter. I won't speak it. He's like, I never had that. He said he didn't matter if it was like really offensive or not. And if he thought about it quick-witted, he would just say it. That is who he was at the core. I don't even want to say that. He says some would say like an alpha. Ugh. In the natural world setting, he wants to add on it because I like told him I'm like, that's cringe. But he's like, you can see that in the way that I carried myself in the world. In the world, I was strong and big boned. Is there anything you want to tell your fans or people that think about you or care for you, love you? He says, I love who was truly connected to me, grateful for the family that brought him in, and for the family that took care of him, curated his passion, and gave him something that he could work towards a bigger picture or a painting for. He's just showing me painting, like it's leading up to painting. He's like throwing out roses, like roses are going out. You know, like how in medieval times, like the knights will give out roses? He's like giving out, like he has a big bushel of them and he's handing them out to people. I'm gonna ask him, what does he do on spirit side? He says he's a caretaker for those that need shepherding or hurting. My energy helps them cross. It can be anybody. My energy transmutes and guides people towards their destination, to the light, if you will. He says it's something I was made to do when I returned to spirit. He says there can be woods or forests in spirit world. Sometimes he shows these souls him as a wolf. Other times it's him, but he almost looks colonial with his hair tied back, like with a bow. There's like this almost like a connection to like the character of like the headless horseman, but he has his head. But it's that kind of like stoicness, being so tall, the jacket, the ruffled Victorian colonial sleeves, and his jacket has like the long coattails, and he has his boots on. He's like, whatever people need me to be in spirit is who I tend to be. He says, my consciousness right now is that of the life that I had as Peter Steele. They want to attach him to a lot of like nefarious things because of the topics that he wrote about and sung about. He's like, at the core, I was strong, but I was not this dark occultism guy. But he did feel like there was something always following him, because I'm seeing a big eye looking at him and blinking. It was like a guiding force to keep him on his path that he committed to. He had commitment issues when it came to career paths. He says he appreciates me for talking to him, shedding light on those topics. I want to say that I'm blessed. I'm in the light. No part of me is missing. I found complete bliss with serenity. He's like, I can do anything I want to do. I can write, I can play music, I can do as I want, as I command myself to. But I do work. But I'm free. Free of the heaviness that comes with living. He's like, that's all I want to say. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Peter Steele, for stepping up and communicating with us. I'd like to thank my guides and the archangels for helping this communication, for keeping our energies high. The circle's closed. All right. So that was it for Peter. But yeah, thoughts on that. When the energy leaves, it feels so weird. I don't know if y'all get that when you do channeling, but his consciousness was definitely very light and airy. Again, I don't know what people connect to, you know. I can't speak for everybody's experience, but I know that when you have pure intentions, you get an associated like feedback of that. Like the energy raises up to meet you there, you know? So with that, I hope you all enjoyed that. And if you're thinking about Peter Steele, you know, I get it. But all right, my name is Jess, and this was a channeling of a mediumship conversation with Peter Steele from Typo Negative. Thanks. Bye.